was watching that car commercial with the drift nanny. At first you think she's just an innocent woman with her old Golf, and the dad is like, this is a perfect bit of kit. Little does he know that this nanny is actually a drift queen and has burnt more rubber than he ever will. And then that same nanny appears in a sequel years later. Which got me thinking, is there a secret car commercial universe? I've actually managed to find these 5 here that I actually think prove that there is indeed a secret cinematic car universe, aka the CCCU. And our story begins with a man which I'll name Dino. And Dino rocks up to this lovely book stand. Using his Ferrari Roma, Dino distracts the owner with his car, which allows him to steal this book, making him Dino, the book thief. Dino makes a quick dash, and then a woman named Gabby gets a call from the bookseller to hunt him down and retrieve the book. Gabby puts the car into sports mode, accelerates out of the countryside and into the city. Speeding along, she actually turns some heads, like the man from Mad Men, and Greta Thunberg is having a nosy. She looks around Rome for hours until she needs a coffee break. Suddenly, Dino has the audacity to rock up outside, and the intense chase begins. Things quite literally get heated. The chase actually wakes up all of Rome. Stars like Adam Driver, Charlie Cox, and even Anna Taylor-Joy are perplexed by this action-packed chase. The chase comes to an abrupt end at the crack of dawn. And Gabby has got him, until Dino has a trick up his sleeve. As a bribe, he gives the notebook to Gabby. Dino actually puts the new sweet life in the book, and what he means is the new sweet life of crime. So there's a man in sunglasses named Mr. Plum, and he's on the phone to someone until a new mysterious woman is on the tail of Mr. Plum. This mysterious woman pulls up alongside Mr. Plum and all becomes clear. This is Mr. Plum's ex-wife, and she's rubbing it in by buying her very own Rolls Royce. She makes a quick dash to escape Mr. Plum. Mr. Plum's driver steps on it. Luckily, it's a short chase as Mr. Plum's ex-wife forgot to get fuel. This is where things take a very dramatic turn. Mr. Plum uses his superpower and absorbs his ex-wife, and they become a ghost. Now, is there actually anything in particular in the shot that we've seen before? That's right, the notebook, which establishes a clear connection between the Ferrari advert and the BMW advert. I shall call this man Beamer Boy, because what happens to Beamer Boy next is super spooky. His lights start to flicker and he's like, what the hell? The headlights of his car turn on, so he goes to investigate. Peering through the window, he gets freaked out. The car has turned itself on. Then out of nowhere, a hand comes out of thin air. Now you may think this is just your ordinary ghost, but this is actually the ghost of Mr. Plum and Mr. Plum's ex-wife. They steal Beamer Boy's BMW and they go for a drive into the hills. Mercedes are smart and clever. They actually got the rights to The Lion King, and this is actually the prequel to The Lion King. This lion being Mufasa. This shows Mufasa in his heyday, in his prime, being a CEO, running a very successful mystery business, which leads to Mufasa being easily stressed. It's not until he gets into his Mercedes he feels relaxed. However, we all know this era of Mercedes has the world's worst infotainment system. So what's most likely has happened, Mufasa has probably torn the interior of the car to pieces, as that it causes the user to go into a fit of uncontrollable rage. Now back home after a stressful day, Mufasa sees his son Simba, and most likely he's having thoughts of throwing him off a cliff. This dad here is leaving for work, and we'll name him Hatman. Hatman gives his son a replica of his very own blue Porsche. This is actually because Hatman is abandoning his son. The replica Porsche being a reminder for the son that he'll never see that car again. Hatman, now driving far away from his son, spots a mysterious blonde woman driving a red Porsche. She then meets up with these two fellows who park outside a place named Doc's Club. This guy goes to ring someone, and that someone is Mr. Plum, who we see on the phone in his own advert. That establishes that Mr. Plum is somehow connected to Doc's Club. This blonde girl in the red Porsche seemed extremely familiar until it hit me. This is the same blonde girl sitting next to our boy Mufasa. Which makes perfect sense because Doc's Club must be the successful business that Mufasa runs. Then suddenly a new character with grey hair shows up. He tells us to be very quiet. This is because he doesn't want anyone to know he drives the worst generation of 911. We then see this girl wake up from a nap. Or is it a nap? Because we then see her with a blue Porsche. It's that blue model car that connects everything. This is actually Mr. Plum's ex-wife. Or should I say, Gabby. That's right, these three are actually the same character. Gabby grew up in the luxury life and looked for something a bit more adventurous and became a notebook hunter. This is where she met her husband, Dino, aka Mr. Plum. Mr. Plum and Mrs. Plum had a very happy life, but Dino was getting caught up in the criminal life with Mufasa running Doc's Club. Gabby was forced to leave him. It's at this point Mr. Plum used his superpower, which led them stealing the BMW where they could continue being together. But this leaves many questions. Who is the man with the grey hair? Is this Hatman when he's older? Did Gabby travel through time to get the blue Porsche model? It makes you wonder, how much of the CCCU is yet to be uncovered?